You guys there? Important announcement. See this thing right here? It could be yours. Only 2 days left. You got tonight and tomorrow. Then it's done. Get your entries right now. Go to lsnasty.com. It is 10 times entries for you to win this badass 650 horsepower Trailblazer. I'll put the shirts up on the screen. You guys have seen the shirts. We got some badass merchandise. We have everything on there from big block, LS, small block Ford, Coyote. We got the fries across your eyes. lsnasty.com. First link to the description below. 10 times entries. Every dollar you spend gets you 10 entries to win this bad to the bone 650 horsepower nitrous fed leather seat wearing Trailblazer. Don't miss your chance. lsnasty.com. First link in the description below. Get it. All right, guys, girls, kids, dogs, cats, ferrets, hermit crabs. Very important announcement. Last 2 days of the giveaway. You got today and tomorrow. Trailblazer giveaway is done, so make sure you're going down to lsnasty.com to get entered to win. We are doing some amazing stuff in the shop here. See this big ass turbo right there? Big turbo. Not a lot of room. Matt with his broken back, putting him to work.
I broke my back.
What do you mean by that?
My back is broken.
What, a vertebrae or
Well,
what portion?
Spinal.
Matt, you're not supposed to be working 6 weeks off. You're in week 3, my guy.
Yep.
We have completely disassembled Eddie Murphy, everyone's favorite FOXBODY Mustang that almost killed me. As you can see, it's torn apart pretty good. We are making some upgrades to it. Going full-blown badass street car on this. This is going to be our drag and drive Chariot.
Yep.
We're doing it. Nothing crazy though. We're just looking to run what, the 850 class?
Yeah.
Drag and drive, nothing crazy. 10-point cage.
Fun.
Yeah, just go out there and have fun. Do it. See if you can make it through the week. I'm not. Everyone I saw, what's the dude's name? Race Status. He's like, every guy that doesn't do drag and drive thinks it's so easy. Well, if we build a car that can go 750s and we run it 850 for a week, I'm hoping we can do it. Like,
We got some ideas with like the trailer and making it more streetable on the street. And
yeah, we're not taking away from anything.
We're not doing methanol.
Yeah, and we're not taking anything away from the drag and drive guys. I'm just saying, like, if we're not running it all out and we're taking it easy, it should, in theory, not be a terrible experience.
Yeah, I mean, hydraulic roller, I mean, is it?
We have a little bit of experience with hydraulic roller. I mean, we are actually the baddest humans on earth with a hydraulic roller and this exact turbo, so I think we got it under control. Where it's old, trusty, everything that we know, we're putting back into this thing. Wolf and sheep and wolf's clothes. Wolf and sheep's clothes.
A bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush.
I like it. I like it. So setup that we're doing right now. This is our GTR 98mm force induction turbo. Been 420s with that behind the Black Sheep Stage 3 race engine. This is a Black Sheep Stage 1 engine package. 5.3, 383 cubic inches. Some TCAM Performance cylinder heads. Some Speedmaster rocker arms. This is R&D. TCAM did not advise this, but we're trying it out. Lamb cam in there. This is your bread and butter TKM. Call them up, order it, go whoop everyone's ass locally at your racetrack. You guys can get this right now. They got them in stock. Call up TKM Performance. Get their Black Sheep engine packages. This is Stage 1. Nothing crazy. 4-bolt heads. Stock block. Very nice, tasteful. Holley low ram intake. Right now it's on Holley. We have, depending on how the build goes, is really going to dictate what all we do. Right now it's on Terminator with Terminator wiring harness. We could easily upgrade to a Dominator. We're going to run CO2 boost control, bump box. We might put sensors on it and a G-meter at some point.
Put an input-output module in there. The problem is some of the, like the VPS, it starts taking up a lot. So depending on how much data we do, which, I mean, you can do without the data, but time-wise, safety-wise, it'd be much better to have the data.
Well,
control.
Let's talk about the exciting things. Not that Matt's a data freak, loves his VPS. Did you get excited talking about the VPS right there?
A little bit.
A little bit excited? All right.
I can't move away from this tire right now.
Everyone's excited because this turbo looks absolutely massive. I mean, honestly, it's half the size of the motor. It really is. It is huge. It's polished by Joe at Dieter's Custom Finishing like 2 years ago. So look at the polish, holding up great. The angle that it's at right now is not accurate, but the position is, because this is really the only place that we can fit it. We have to put a radiator, air-to-air intercooler, accessory drive, balancer, all that stuff's got to go up here.
Yep, we're going to use Corvette spacing, give us most clearance in the front. Wide body spacing is the tightest fitting package, so that's what we're going to do. And then we'll also set it up to where in the future we could run a mechanical fuel pump off the rear of the balancer, but for now we're going to do electric fuel pumps. Probably, I think we decided on 2 750 Magna fuels.
How much was that? It's like 6 gallons a minute almost.
Yeah, something.
They're like almost 3, aren't they?
Yeah, it's going to be E85 too, so you know our fuel demand's not going to be near what it would be on methanol. So
horsepower goals. This Black Sheep engine package is rated for 1,000, 1,200. We're go out there, put 15 to the tires.
Yep.
Be like really. We're the R&D guys. We are the reason that you guys can have stuff and not have to worry about it. But you guys put the wrong tune-up in there and blow it up, that's on you.
Yeah, no, you can break anything. So, like, you can run just like the Black Sheep. You could run the Black Sheep like we did 250 passes, or you could go out there and run it 2 passes.
I've done both.
Yeah.
I've literally done both. Financially, the 2 passes is a lot more taxing. But we're really getting the spirit of things here, just sticking absolutely massive things in places where they shouldn't. I've been doing that my whole life. Anyways, this thing right here, I just got to show it on camera one time. We got our massive blower. Same vibe. Just absolutely massive, bigger than the motor, just like that turbo. This is just another level. This is the race version of what we're doing over there.
The video doesn't do it justice.
It doesn't do it justice. And then we got our Force Inductions 88 millimeter going on there with some fab work stuff. Got some work to do on that. That's a whole nother video. So yeah, back to I got excited about the blower. Big blower guy over here. Look at Matt walking. Damn, bro, you look rough, my guy. You look rough. All right, so I know what you guys are saying. John, what are you guys doing today? I saved you guys from the boring stuff. Honestly, I probably should have showed it because it went quick. We plumb bobbed, crankshaft center line, really the center line of the engine, transmission, rear end. Make sure it's all in line. Out the gate.
Yep.
Spot on.
So some of the motor mounts, they slide around, so they can be off a lot. But luckily with this one, we were right in the money, so we didn't have to do anything there. So we did that. We had to modify the bell housing because the top bolts of the rear cover were hitting the bell housing. So we did that. We're going to be putting a mid plate in it and motor mounts, and the reason we're doing that is just because the mid plate supports a lot of the engine. And
hold on. Who we got? Oh, easy, Jeep. All right. Don't want no smoke from the Trailblazer.
We're not going to run a motor plate just because motor plate, the accessory drive, and everything else is going to be a pain, but the mid plate will help with the engine, any kind of cylinder distortion from the motor mounts. So we'll be running a mid plate. Very easy to put the mid plates in there. It won't affect us any because we're running down and forward headers, so good there. Yeah, so we've just been kind of going through. We spent all night last night pretty much gutting everything. And I know it seems like a lot, and your guys are like, I was running it one time, but when you look at some things, sometimes rather than saying, oh, we could leave it and then work with it, it's better just to redo it. And then we're trying to make this nice.
Yep.
Very nice.
Trying to make it nice for sure. So that's what we got going on. We're going to get this in place. What's actually cool is we are going to cut a section of the Rock Solid Motorsports tube front end out. We're going to stick this Maven mount, which is not meant for this turbo, was on the Colorado, sat outside and got rusty for a while. We're going to I tried to throw it away today. Matt wouldn't let me. Yesterday, actually. We're going to insert that in there so the turbo mount will be in the tube front end, which is sweet.
Yep.
And then we get talking about the turbo kit. FOXBODY, compact, got to keep everything very nice. We had a Huron Speed twin turbo kit on here, which was great. Had no issues with it. Shout out to John at Huron Speed, one of the longtime, bestest supporters of the LS Nasty YouTube channel ever. Love running his products. Nothing wrong with it at all. We had all these parts laying around. Chris came in here and said, hey, I really want to do a big single, more race-ready drag and drive build. But we're not getting rid of all the Huron Speed stuff. We're going to be using his manifolds. His manifolds are absolutely awesome. This thing right here looks a little crusty, but trust me, it works fine. The log style manifolds, they're very compact, make amazing power. 2.5-inch outlet, so it's perfect for what we need to do. And compared to the Flowtex, these would not work. We would have major room issues. Yeah, so the log style manifolds are the move for sure.
I mean, compared to This is the wrong side, but you guys can see here, the biggest thing is the real estate that you get. So even if you took the Flowtech and you cut it down, it doesn't seem like, hey, that's a lot, but when you're building a turbo kit and your hot sides come around, having the extra room is definitely going to help us. And we can run the low mount alternator, so we don't have an alternator just hanging out in left field with the Corvette accessories.
So shout out to John at Her on Speed. Everyone check him out. F-Body kits, 5th gen Camaro kits going on there. I got to wrap this guy up. Look at this. We got this one just about wrapped up. Now it all is fit and mocked up. It'll be final assembly very soon. So another project coming together. Look at how nice this thing looks. Shout out to John at Her on Speed. But yeah, so that's the game plan. So we're going to get to cutting, grinding, welding.
Yep, we're going to cut it out. Like I said, this is a large frame mount. We're going to modify it to work with a GT55 base frame. And the reason we chose to do this instead of getting another one is because the mounting surface is a lot larger, so it's going to give us a lot more real estate to weld to right here, because the other one would actually go inside the tube, and that really wouldn't work for us. So we're going to do that. We're going to get turbo flanges hopefully Monday.
We actually this all started by just finishing the front end. The front end was partially put on, and then we had to modify it a little bit to get the front end on there correctly, and we're still not done modifying it. We want to get the turbo kit kind of laid out before we put the rest of the way on.
Yep.
And then we'll burn it in. But the Rockside Motorsports tube front end kit, highly recommend. Any of the Her on Speed product stuff, highly recommend. Force induction turbos, highly recommend. TCAM Performance, highly recommend. HOLLEY EFI, highly recommend. QA1, all the good. This is going to be
Orange ratchet straps.
Orange ratchet straps, Harbor Freight, highly recommend. This is how we mount all of our turbos here.
Yep.
So, all right, well, let's get to work. After a quick run to our newest sponsor, Sweet Frog, radio capital of the world, we are back here with this contraption. We have half of the mount, kind of, would you say it's tacked up, burnt in a little bit right here. As you guys saw, Matt was doing some fabricating on there. When we cut it, everything kind of draws up when you weld, so it, literally you cut it with a porta band, it's like boing. Offset. So now we got a strap pulling it back, a little bit of pressure pulling it back up. That's pretty normal on stuff like this.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of pressure. So we got it where we want it. The mount the turbo's huge. So we're trying to push the turbo as far forward as we can to get away from the accessory drive and give us the most room we can. I don't think we're going to have any issues with the tire turning clearance, anything like that. But we have the turbo literally pressed up against this bar. It's just big. I mean, this is what we thought the best place to put it was. You got to understand that this bar right here is all the way up in the front bumper, but it's not, there's no real usable space there.
Yeah, Mustang has a weird, like, the bumper comes out about 8 inches and then it goes back in. So it looks like it's got a lot of room, but really it's not any good usable room. And we didn't want to do a forward-facing turbo because
Street driven,
get some trash in there. You can run a turbo guard, but
are we gonna run a turbo guard on this? Just facing sideways, it really shouldn't have any issues.
no, I mean, if we're going on a really long trip or something, like drag and drive, probably just toss something on there because we're not worried about making power. Because turbo guard, it will hinder how much power it can make. But
we want all the power all the time.
that turbo is going to have some
Too much power.
room to spare. It's not going to be a
That turbo, like for everyone's understanding, turbos dictate how much power you make. Turn them up, whatever the turbo will make, that's what the motor's going to hang on if it can. A motor like this, if you were to turn that turbo up all the way, it'll just swing the rods right out of it. Our race motors are built to handle like a beating. So when we go out there and race, like we pin the wastegate shut, 100 pounds dome pressure, whatever the turbo will make, it'll make. Something like this, you go out there and do that, you'll make one pass.
yeah, turbo limited on the other combos, engine limited on this combo.
So you got to tread lightly.
Yep. Easier. All right, so I'm gonna tack this.
I can't believe we got the bar back in the correct location. Because when you cut it, it was off substantially.
Oh yeah, maybe quite a bit. Are you gonna do it?
No. I'm not allowed to weld on this kind of stuff. I'm a table welder. I can fabricate well on the table. I'm learning, I'm expanding to this stuff. I have some bad tendencies when it comes to welding. I weld like I'm on fire. We changed cars. We got the turbo mounted on Eddie Murphy here. Got our Huron Speed header set up. We're gonna be running TISS Fab titanium exhaust, which you guys know I love. If you guys want some titanium stuff, TISSFab.com. Their links in the description below. LS Nasty 20 gets you 20. Or I think it's just LS Nasty. Maybe LS Nasty or LS Nasty 20. I'll put on the screen whatever the access code is. Gets you 20% off your entire order, so you guys can build badass titanium exhaust. They got a bunch of badass stainless stuff. Titanium. The titanium is just absolutely sick. You can get it a couple different colors. You can get it with. Oh yeah, here it is right here. This is their teardrop. 90, 90, 90. We got a reducer that goes from 4 to 3 inch, and then we got the S300 V-band with the clamp. You can't beat it. O2 bungs. If you want to do your cold side out of it, I think they got a couple different sensors. If you want on like a mass airflow sensor, stuff like that, you can do it all. It's badass. TISSFab.com. Check them out. So we got this pretty much laid in there. We'll have to do the mid plate. Mid plate. I hate doing the mid plate stuff. You say you don't mind it, but I hate it. Just work. I hate it. Very excited about how this looks. It looks pretty sweet. Logan, back in the videos, look at this position right there.
Ooh.
What do you think of the turbo placement?
I like it. We're gonna go right out the side. That.
Go down and out, little bullhorn action. TISSFab.com. LS Nasty, 20% off.
It's just LS Nasty.
LS Nasty. So we got Hank up here. This is some custom fab by DW Fabrications. That stands for, no, is it D? No, it's not DW. Yeah, it is.
I was trying to say D&J.
All right, D&J, David and John Fabrication. We had a non-fitting charge pipe. Now we got a fitting charge pipe. Don't zoom in on the welds. Got a V-band here as well. We tried to run before we could walk.
This thing's like Harvey Dent. Like, because half of it we did on the hot side, and then half of it on the intercooler, and then half of it on the
exhaust,
yeah. Everything.
Yeah, everything's kind of half. So Matt did like one side of the hot side, I did the other. Then he did one side of the cold side, I did the other. And then he did one exhaust and I did the other.
Big group effort.
Big group effort, guys. So we got a V-band in here, which makes it nice because
it was ridiculous to try to get it off.
How the hell are you supposed to put in, I thought it would work. But how the hell are you supposed to shove the intercooler in there when this one goes in at this angle and this one goes straight up? It just doesn't work. And then it was at some like cattywampus angle with a huge like.
You could put your finger in the gap of the coupler.
Yeah, the pipe wasn't in there. No clamp on earth was going to seal it up. It was just absolutely atrocious. So here comes. What's our fab name?
D&J Fabrication.
D&J Fabrication. Am I stupid? I can't even remember his name. His first initial of his name. And we come in here. Not a good aluminum welder. David fitted up. I welded her out. And now we got this big beefy V-band which hits the bumper. So now we have to cut the bumper. It's not sticking out in front of the bumper, but it's just like right here in this fog light bezel. We'll trim that out. Which ones do the fog lights go in? Here? We're not running fog lights, are we? No? Good. So we'll just got to trim that out, trim it out right here. David swears it's touching on this side. I don't think it's touching.
It's touching.
I don't think it's touching. It might be close, but it's not touching. So we were working on that a little bit here. Matt is putting the trunk in this thing, and I know what you guys are saying. What does it mean to put a trunk in something? Well, I cut the trunk out of it. Literally.
Big shout out to Travis.
Yeah, big shout out to Travis. We went from frame rail to frame rail, trunk delete, and we had no support. So Matt has been putting this in here. And guys, this is like, why did we even take this build on? I was just like, hey, I need a new personal car to
Thursday night.
test and tune guys. So this is like the test and tune car, something to go out there and have fun. Matt is putting the supports in for the trunk, so now we will bolt the fuel tank. It goes right here, and you can see the other bolt hole right here. So the fuel tank will be bolted down and bolt the floor to it. We'll seam seal it all, put our battery over here. We got our fuel cell there, burn down tank back here as well, cut a hole in the trunk because I like that look. And it'll be, we're literally building this thing from pretty much from the ground up as a, what do you say, slightly budget?
Yeah.
Slightly budget, but very nice street strip car.
Yeah.
This is a step down from what Eddie Murphy's going to be.
Yep. It's like budget.
Yeah.
So the tank was back a little bit farther because I was wanting to run 2 parallel lines and then a brace in the center, but the way the fittings are in the rear, if I ran in there, I didn't want to get any issues there, so we're going to do a cross brace right here that will go in like that.
Look at that, right where the bolt hole is.
Yeah, so it'll go right through the bolt hole, and then I'll do one going right here to support this, and then maybe another one. So that way, if there's anything in the trunk, you know, it's not going to just...
Unsecured ballast is deadly.
Yeah, no. So trunk will be supported. You know, we're going to mount a battery back there, you know, whatever else. Grocery getter, so, you know, we go to Carly C's, get some drinks.
Get some Capri Suns.
Some meat for the smoker.
Yeah, smoke some meat. Big butt guys. Go in there and get 2 big juicy butts. Maybe get some chicken. I could fire up Blackstone street tacos all day. You can't overseason Mexican food, guys. Proven. It's proven.
It's proven.
It's proven. I put like a whole thing of it on the other day. Was overseasoned.
That was good. Best quesadillas ever.
We do it all here. Going over everything else. I mean, once we really get the trunk done, then it's kind of like put battery in, put burn down tank in.
Mount the radiator under here.
We can't figure out what to do on the fuel system. Yeah, that was me.
Okay.
Yeah, that was me. Yeah, I cut the frame by accident. We're in that like gray area between like mechanical fuel pump and electric fuel pump. I don't know what to do. So if you guys have some badass electric fuel pumps, or what do you guys do? Obviously, you can run the mechanical drive. I can't on this because I already got the front drive balancer set up. Well, it won't work. So
yeah, on this one will be electric. You know, Eddie Murphy, we're talking about, you know, when you get in that range of 1,500 horsepower to 2,000 horsepower, you get into, it really needs a mechanical or a cable drive, because the electric pumps just, some of them can be up to the task, but when you get into like the 8-10 gallon a minute ones, they're not reliable, and we want something that we can go out and run it and not have to worry about the pump giving up on us when we're on a drag and drive and got a trailer behind us and we're out in the middle of nowhere.
So yeah,
this one, what do you think? Most Plus or 750 Magna Fuels?
I don't know. I really don't know. I have everything to run the 4 Most Plus fuel system deal. I have the fuel rail built for it, the fuel manifold, but it's just a lot of stuff. I think
4 failure points.
4 failure points. When you break it down to with all the fittings and everything to make it all work, it will be a lot, especially if we are using Brown and Miller fittings. So yeah, I'm probably gonna use Brown and Miller fittings when in Rome, just because we can do it in like a day. Time is money. So I think I'm gonna go with 2 Magna Fuel 750s, which is 6 gallons a minute, or 5.5 gallons a minute, which should be good for this thing. If this thing goes out there and makes 1,200 to the ground, it will fly.
Be reliable. It won't be, you know, on the ragged edge of the fuel system, because that's one thing you don't want to do, because that will hurt your motor very, very quickly.
So we got a game plan with it. We're getting this stuff. I would say our series of events to get things knocked out. Colorado is going over to Junior Biscuits to get a bunch of work done to it. So big shout out to Junior. Thanks for picking up the slack on that. We just got to mount the front shocks. Once we do that, we'll be good to go. Then we're going to work on this. So we'll mount front shocks on that, get this thing as close to being ready to be plumbed and wired as possible. So finish and tidy up all this other stuff, figure out the cooling system, and then
hit up more race chassis and maybe get a Holden Weld 10-point cage, because they have new Dragon tube notcher, so it's all pre-notched now.
Yeah, we'll do that for Eddie Murphy. This thing's already got a 6-point cage in it.
Sorry, I forgot we were
We literally switched. Stock suspension Mustang. He thought he was under Eddie Murphy that quick. So Eddie Murphy's gonna get a more race chassis cage. We already got one for the S10. So Junior's gonna end up getting the S10 at some point in time, and we keep him pretty busy. So he kills it, knocks it out of the park. Quality of the work is unmatched. Communication with him, unbelievably great. Great guy to be working with. So we're going to try to get some stuff sent over to him to lighten the load on us here. Really focus on this. Holley Terminator, we got a leash relay panel to wire up the lights and everything like that. Turn signals, lights, Holley 7-inch dash. Try to keep it simple.
Bosch 210s.
Bosch 210s. What do you think to wire it? 2 days, 2-3 days?
Yeah, something simple like that. You know, probably not even that, because we're going to be running. We're not building a harness for it really on the engine side. Just some on the chassis side, and then adding a few little things for CO2 boost control and everything.
So it should be good. We're going to get plugging away here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget, you got 2 days left in the giveaway. Go to lsnasty.com to get entered to win. It's 10 times entries. 10 times!
What are we doing tomorrow?
Dyno Day, TK Performance. When you guys watch this video, you guys need to be on your way to TK Performance. Dyno Day, LS Nasty, TKM. We'll see you out there.